Hey, this is John. Welcome back to Modern Old School Developer. When we updated our admin form to allow for the updating of movie properties, we introduced a subtle problem in our movie list. All of these file names are reflective of our movie properties. So if we don't update the file names, we're going to have some inconsistencies there. Like for instance, if I misspelled an actor's name and then added that actor to a movie and wanted to go fix it, I would have to update it over here in the form and then remove and re-add the actor over here. I'd like it to update the movie file names whenever we update a movie property. So let's go see what we can do about that. Over in main.py in our backend, inside our update actor function, you can see we are doing this to update the actor in the database. And the actor object it gets back is an actor, which has an association to all of our movies. So we can get every movie this actor is part of. And we have the same thing for categories, series, and studios. So it'll be the same thing for all of those as well. So let's start out by saying for movie in actor.movies, I want to update the name. So we've got a function for this in utility. It's called rename movie file. All we have to do is run that function and we'll have our new name. So let's go back to that and let's say rename movie file, and it will be given the movie object. Now one more thing we will need to do is we'll need to commit that to the DB. Otherwise, when we change the file name property that is on the movie, it won't update in the database. So we want to make sure we do that commit as well. All right, I think that should be everything, except there is one more issue. This rename movie file could trigger a path exception here and probably in all of these places as well. So we need to handle the path exception too. So let's go down here and let's just copy this whole thing and we'll say it's path exception and it's going to be HTTP 500 internal server error because this is nothing that the user can fix. We don't expect this to happen, but if it does, I want it to handle it gracefully. All right, so we'll go up here and copy this, change that to a 500 error, and the description is going to be path error. All right, I think that's everything we need to do. So let's go see if that works. All right, so in our movie list, we see that James Earl Jones is on The Lion King and in Star Wars 4. So why don't we change James Earl Jones' name temporarily and see if movie list gets updated. So we go over to admin, hit update, pick James Earl Jones, and let's just call him Jimmy Earl Jones temporarily. All right, I updated him. If I go back to main, hey, Jimmy Earl Jones. Perfect, just what I was looking for. And if we go to our file system, you can see that it was James Earl Jones. We still have those files for some reason, so we'll have to go look at that. But what if we do this right here? Jimmy Earl Jones does exist. Okay, well, that's mostly what we want, but we're going to need to remove these old links as well. So let's see what we can do about that. All right, I think this is the problem code here. So whenever we rename a movie file, we scroll through all of the actors, categories, etc. We try to remove the old link, that's what this is doing, and then add a new link. But we are only reflecting the change in file name, not the potential change in actor name or any other name. That was fine when we couldn't update those properties, but now that we can, we need to be able to reflect the ability that this name might have changed. So in addition to a file name current, we need an actor current. So let's go supply that property, and we'll do that as a function parameter. We'll say actor current. It's going to be an optional string defaulting to none. And in here, if we do not have an actor current. So if actor current is none, we'll say actor current equals actor name. That way, we'll always have an actor current even if it hasn't changed. So if we get the default value of none, then we'll leave that be. So let's put that in here, and let's put that over here. And that should take care of this utility function. So back in main.py, let's actually supply our new or our current actor name. So we're going to have to get the current actor name, which means we need to do actor equals crud.getActor dbid. All right, so now we will have the actor, and we will be able to get the name and save that. So let's save actor name as actor.name. All right, and that should be good for that. And then we'll simply pass in actor current equals actor name. All right, and I believe that will solve our problem. Let's go try that out. So we go back into, not that, we go back into here, and let's rename Jimmy Earl Jones. Let's update Jimmy Earl Jones to Jacques Earl Jones. There we go. We've updated it. Our file names are reflected. What about on our file system? Let's go back to our console. So James Earl Jones still has our broken links. Jimmy Earl Jones had those links. Hey, there's no Jimmy Earl Jones folder anymore. Is there a Jacques Earl Jones? Hey, there is. Perfect. Now, the original one will still be broken because we had to fix that manually since I made that up at the wrong point. But it should fix itself just fine if we go back here and update Jacques Earl Jones back to James Earl Jones. There we go. Update that. Our files are back to what they were. And if I go look in here, hey, it's fixed now. And Jacques Earl Jones is gone entirely because we have our current name and we're going back to our old link. So there we go. We fixed everything for that. So all we have to do now is add those same changes to all of the various properties. So we'll need to do this inside update category, series, and studio. So let's do that real quick. So here is our update category. We'll need to do something like this over here. So we'll save that, although we're going to change actor to be category. All right, and that should be good. And then after we update that, we're going to do our movies. So for movie in actor movies, let's just say category.movies. And that should be everything we need to do for this endpoint. Obviously, we don't have category current yet, but we'll make that shortly. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's scroll down to update series. Because again, it's going to be pretty much the exact same thing. We're just going to get both of these things. That part, and also this part here. And now we just change all instances of actor over here to be series. And that should be good for the series. And finally, there's one more, update studio. There we go. So again, I'm going to copy this, put that below the try there, and we'll copy this over here. And I want to say all of the instances of actor are going to be studio. And that should be good for that. We did forget to copy one more thing. That's our path exception. So let's go copy that too. There's that. And then our 500 error. So we'll copy that. Go back up to update category. Copy our 500 error. And take our path exception. And finally, one more thing, update series. Copy our path exception and our 500 error. Okay, that should be all good for our main endpoint. Let's go back into utility and let's make all of these things over here. So we need 3 more of these, 1, 2, 3. And instead of actor current, it's going to be category current, series current, and studio current. And again, they're all optional strings. Go down into here. Let's say if this, and we're going to replace some of these things. So let's copy actor current over here, and over here, and over here. All right, that should be good for that. And let's change all of our instances of actor to category. All right, that looks pretty good. This one might need to be a little bit different. So series is right there. We don't have movie series, so we need to do movie.series.name. Try that again. Studio and then movie.studio.name. All right, I believe that should be everything for our utility function as well. So let's go make sure that works too. We'll go back into here and let's go look into categories. So animated has Disney in it. Let's go see what that will do. So if we go to admin, update, category, animated, let's change that to animated. Animated. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. We've updated our animated category. So if we go look at our links, the things still look good. We still got our categories there. What about the file system itself? Do we have categories? We have animated. We don't have animated. That's a problem. So I think this is the problem with the category. So we are not updating links because we don't change the file name in here. All this stuff only happens if we change the file name. So we definitely need to update that if the file name changes, but we also need to run this if only the category name changes. So let's see if we can move that along. So why don't we say path changed equals path current, not equal path new. All right, so this is going to be a Boolean, and we'll say if path changed, and we can do that right here. And then we're going to pull this out, and we're going to say if path changed or category current is not none. Then we do this. So if our category current is not none, then it means we have updated our category name. So that should be good for that. And that will update this on either condition here. If our path changed or our category name changed, then we need to do this. All right, let me get rid of my debugging and let's go see if that works. So I don't know what's going to happen with the category name right now, but we'll see what it does. So let's go back over here and let's update the category name of whatever I put there. Let's put it back to animated. All right, says it updated, so it didn't crash at least. We go back over here. Let's go into this. I see categories. I see animated. That's still there. All right, that should be good because we put it back to what it used to be. And now if I update the category again, if I update it from being animated to animated, and we go back to main, we can see animated, all right, and go back in here, there is no animated directory. but there is an animated one. Perfect. Just what we're looking for. All right, so let's go make sure we fix that for the category. I don't want it to be animated. Let's just be animated. All right. Now, I believe the other one should work okay. So let's update both of those. I don't have a series on that movie. Let's update the studio. Studio, update, Disney. They are Disney now. There we go. Studio has been updated. So let's go to Studios. There is only Disney. There is no longer a Disney. So that looks pretty good. Let's go name that back and then check our series. So let's rename that to be Disney again. All right. And series, we'll rename Dark Knight Trilogy to Dark Knight T3. I don't know, whatever. And let's go back into series. And you can see we have a Dark Knight T3. We do not have a Dark Knight Trilogy anymore. All right, cool. I think all of that looks pretty good. So let's go fix that, put that back like it was. And yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. We can now update our properties and our movie files will update. So everything should stay in sync now for any updates based on our admin form, which is something that is a nice user experience. All right, well, I think that's probably a good wrapping up point for today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Those really do help the channel, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.